In an earlier lesson, we learned about sentence structure. How to make a sentence. We learned that not every group of words is a complete sentence. If you have a group of words like slept on the bed, that's not a complete sentence because it doesn't tell you who slept on the bed. If you have a group of words like Mr. Arjani and his friend, that's not a complete sentence. It doesn't tell you what they did. It doesn't tell you anything about them. A complete sentence is a complete thought. It's a whole idea. It says something. In our last lesson, we learned about different kinds of words. There are nouns. A noun is the name of a person, a place, or a thing. A person, place, or a thing is a noun. And there are verbs. Verbs are action words. They are the words about what is happening in the sentence. And you remember that every sentence must have a subject, which is a noun, and a verb, which is the action. Every sentence must have a subject and a verb. Usually there is an object as well, but not every sentence has this. So we will practice this a bit now. We will show you some words on the screen, and if this is a complete sentence, you just say sentence. If it is not a complete sentence, then you just say no. All right? You see if you can give the correct answer before I give it. All right? Are you ready? Let's begin. Goes to school. No. My sister eats ice cream. Sentence. Gabriella reads. No. My little friend. No. Amanda does her homework. Sentence. Your brother likes the cat. Sentence. To school in winter. No. We go to school in winter. Sentence. Licks the ice cream. No. Brian wins the race. Sentence. Mother is cutting. No. Mother is leaving home now. Sentence. All right, now it's your turn. We're going to ask you to do some writing. I'm going to ask you to write 5 short sentences. Now remember, a sentence must have a subject, and this can be a person or a thing or an animal. It must have a verb. This is the action word. This is what is going on. And usually there will be an object for that verb, although not all the time. So I'm going to ask you in a moment to write down 5 sentences, and then you can read these sentences to each other, and you can check each other to say, does your sentence have a subject and a verb? And usually it will have to have an object as well. So your sentence could be something like, my father is reading a book. The subject, the verb, and then the object of the verb. Or it could be, Gabriella is cooking supper. Subject, verb, object. All right? Are you ready? Now let's pause the video and write 5 sentences. Let's begin. Please stop the video and do the activity. Okay, you have written 5 sentences, and that's great. A few lessons ago, we learned that you can take two sentences and put them together. When you do that, you might be comparing two things. Now, to put the two sentences together, you need a linking word. We call that a conjunction. And when you say these two things are the same, you would use the conjunction and. So you might say, the towel is green and the hat is green. And that way you're comparing these two things and you're putting two short sentences together to make one longer one. We call that a compound sentence. A compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses like that. Now sometimes the two things that you're comparing are not the same. They are different. In that case, you would use the word but. So if you had a hat that was one color and a towel that was a different color, you could still put them together, but instead of using the word and, you would use the word but. So you could say, the towel is green, but the hat is yellow. And that way you're linking two sentences to make a compound sentence, and you're using the word but to show that these two things are different. Well, let's join the class as our teacher, Paul, reviews this with them.
We were also talking about how you can use two describing words to talk about one thing. What word did we use to describe one thing? The tie is yellow
and thin.
And thin. Okay? So and means the same. We keep going about the same object. Now, sometimes we have two of the same object. Okay? So now we have two ties. Are these two ties the same? No. What makes them different?
Color.
The color. Okay, so this tie is
Yellow.
but this tie is blue. Right. Okay, let's take a look at these blankets for a minute. Okay, let's think of this as a blanket. Okay, what can you tell me? Are these blankets the same?
No.
No.
Big and small.
This blanket is big, and this blanket is small. What else can you tell me? This one's very thin. Yes.
Not heavy.
Not heavy. Okay, so this blanket is, what's the word for not heavy? Don't know? I'm kind of blocking it here. Light, and this blanket, but this blanket is heavy. Right. Okay, good. We have two different items. Are they the same?
No.
No, but the color is the same. Okay, so you can say, what is this? A hat is not yellow. This isn't yellow. What color is the hat?
Green.
Green. Good. Okay, not a tie, but a hat is green and
Towel.
and a towel is green. So because this is green and this is green, what word do we use? We use and. Okay? If we have two towels that are, okay, these are two towels, but now are they the same? No. Why not?
Color is different.
Okay, the color is different. So what do we say?
Towel.
A towel is blue, not and green.
Towel is green.
Okay, you would use but. Not the same? Or if these are the same, okay, the different describing words here, if these are the same, you use and. If they're different, so we have blue here somewhere, okay, is blue, then what do you use? And or but? But, exactly.
Let's practice this a little bit together. I will show you two pictures on the screen, and the two things in the screen will be the same in some way. And you must make two statements and put them together into one compound sentence. For example, if these two things are the same color, red, you could say this thing is red and this thing is red. So they are the same, so you would use the word and to join them. Now in most pictures it will be obvious how they are the same. Maybe it will be the color. But in some cases it may not be so obvious, so I will put the characteristic, the quality that they share on the screen. Like I'll say they're both young or they're both big, and I will put that word on the screen. So I will do the first two with you, and after that you must do it without me. So take two short sentences, one about each thing, and put them together using and. All right, are you ready? Let's begin. The flower is yellow and the duck is yellow. The snow is white and the flower is white. Now you do it. The cloth is red and the car is red. The grass is green and the car is green. The car is red and the hair is red. The dog is young and the girl is young. The clock is big and the car is big. The sky is blue and the water is blue. The car is yellow and the hat is yellow. The flower is white and the car is white. The clock is big and the cup is big. The car is small and the dog is small. Let's practice that now using the other conjunction, but. We use this one where the things are different. So again, we will show you two pictures on the screen, and I will put the words on the screen for how each one is different from the other. One could be young, one could be old. So you could say this thing is young, but this thing is old. All right, so get ready, and I'd like you to make two short sentences. Put them together to make one compound sentence joined with the word but. I will show you the quality for each one, and I will do the first two with you, and after that you do them without me. Are you ready? Let's begin. The snow is white, but the flower is pink. The dress is white, but the water is blue. Now you do it. The hat is yellow, but the car is green. The girl is young, but the woman is old. The ocean is big, but the puddle is small. The coin is shiny, but the pipes are dull. The kitten is small, but the dog is big. The car is red, but the duck is yellow. The dog is black, but the car is white. The dog is small, but the truck is big. The flower is yellow, but the cloth is red. The shirt is blue, but the dress is white. The flower is red, but the car is yellow. Well, let's wrap up. What did we learn today? Well, we didn't learn anything new, but we reviewed some of the things that we've learned in the last few lessons. We learned again about the simple past tense and how that functions, and we learned that most verbs follow the ed rule, but some of them don't. So we looked a little bit more at these irregular verbs, the ones that are not regular. They don't follow the rule. And we gave you a list of them to learn. Now that list does not cover all the irregular verbs, but those are ones that might occur fairly often. And then we learned again about sentence structure and how to build a sentence so that it makes sense, a subject, a verb, and an object. And then we learned how to take two short sentences and put them together to compare things that are the same using and, or things that are different using but. Well, this has been good. This is the last lesson in this section of the course. So I hope that you've enjoyed all these lessons with these different teachers that we've had. These lessons have been filmed in Winnipeg. The students were from Myanmar, and all of our teachers were from Canada. So at the close of this section of English Without Limits, I would say to you again, this is English Without Limits. I'm Doug Sadler. Have a good day.